You know how I got my first deal was driving for dollars, and I was doing it the archaic barbarian way, the same way you're doing it, which is driving and then having my cell phone with me. And then, you know what I had with me is a notepad like this on a piece of paper. Then I would go home, and then because you need to get the phone number, because there's no point in getting getting that address and getting that person's information if you're not going to reach out to them. So it was like hours of that, in which it's what you're doing right now, right? Yeah. So I get it. So because I did the same thing. So if you have time to drive for dollars, then it's just like around setting a goal for yourself of how many houses a week or am I going to add to this list? Like, had you started doing that when you were driving, or is it just kind of like as you're driving, you'll add some here and there, or were you setting a certain number a week goal?
No, just as I was driving, just adding some here and there.
Okay. Yeah. So what I would say is if you're going to be, if you're going to continue to, drive for dollars and use that as a strategy, that's, an affordable strategy to get deals, I would set a goal, because where you're doing it just kind of sporadically right now, it's going to lead to burnout and frustration and additional analysis paralysis, because you're going to be thinking, I'm doing stuff, but nothing's really sticking. It's like you're throwing spaghetti against the wall, and it's like, some of it's maybe it sticks. I don't know. So it's like you have to have like a target. So what I was setting my goal as is I wanted to add at a minimum of about 25 properties in, a couple hour period of time as quickly as I could. My goal was to get to 50 every time I went to drive for dollars, but at least 25. So then it gave me 25 to 50 opportunities that when I got home and I got those people's information, and then I actually reached out to try to call them, I had, 25 to 50 opportunities to reach somebody that might be interested in selling. Because if you get a couple here and then you try to reach out to them, and a couple here and you try to reach out to them, it takes a lot of time. And the reason for that is, on average, it takes about 50 leads. This is like kind of like national average. It takes around 50 leads to convert into one contract. So if you think about that, it's like, how many houses do I need to add to my list that then I reach out to and turn into leads to then turn into a contract, right?
Right.
So the faster you can, grow that list that you're driving for dollars on, the faster you're going to, heighten your chances of reaching somebody that is interested in selling and turns into more leads faster. But it's just setting a target around that. Now, is that something that you think you could commit to doing on, a weekly basis?
Mm-hmm. That sounds more doable for me.
I don't want you to have squirrel syndrome and like do that for 2 weeks and then hear about somebody on Sunday service or somewhere else in the creative group that got a deal from, cold calling. And then you're like, I need to just cold call, or I need to do texting, or, get distracted with all the shiny objects and, things that, because I'm sure.
Me. That sounds like me.
So and the reason I say that is because that was me too. Because when I didn't really have, like, when you're not really tracking what you're doing, it's easy to kind of just look at the grass is greener. Maybe I should be doing that. Maybe I should door knock. Maybe I should send out some mail.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I know the topic is time management. So I'm like, when I do have time, what should I do in that time? Should I, cold call, drive for dollars, or call buyers, or what?
Yo, what up, Pace?
Hey, how ironic is it that I showed up late to the time management Sunday service? Catch me up to speed. What are we talking about?
Okay, so, man, there's a lot of things in the movements right now. So we've talked about Carmen's story, and she has 6 kids. So she's a busy mom. She's a full-time mom. Her husband's working Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. So we're kind of talking about her schedule, what that looks like. She currently, Monday through Friday, isn't totally free, but is more availably free between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. Obviously, sometimes kid stuff comes up that could affect the schedule, but that's generally when she's a little bit more available. She had talked about she has 2 students that she's met that are in the sub 2 program. One that's not in Ohio, that's, you know, trying to get some deals going. Another one that has done deals but isn't doing them consistently. So I've asked her what she's been doing. What she's done so far was a little bit of cold calling, a little bit of driving for dollars, a little bit of a lot of things, and a lot of analysis paralysis that, you know, we agreed that everybody listening in, there's at least 50 comments of other people saying they felt the same thing and have gone through the same challenges. So what we've established up to this point, as far as some of the action items, is one, I told Carmen it's great to have other investors that are trying to get deals going as battle buddies, but it's important to have probably 2 people in her market that are doing deals on a consistent monthly basis, that she knows them, she has their cell phone number, can reach out to them when she has deal opportunities, and that they're actual more experts because they're doing deals on a monthly basis for her to have in her, you know, in her wheelhouse of network to be able to reach out to. So I told her
Can I touch on that just for a second?
Yep.
I think that's some of the best advice that you could ever get. And so let me talk about that for a second. Carmen, there is somebody in your local area that has kids that also is interested in getting into real estate. Okay. So look at this. Like Amy Irby says, Carmen, that is a great idea. I'm in Michigan, close to Detroit, so probably not that far from you. Maybe we can get together on a weekend. Do you now see the difference in time management? Is that you don't have to create more time. You need to live the law of duality, which means you do 2 things at the same time. You can have your kids on play dates. You can be an amazing mother. You can have friends, and you can also work on your business with somebody that you look forward to hanging out with. One of the most important things that you need to understand of why people fail and why they overanalyze everything is because they are not having fun doing it, and they're not looking forward to doing the tasks that are needed to be successful in this business. Does that make sense?
It does. A lot of sense.
Am I crazy? So like,
you think it sounds so simple, but
okay. It is simple. All of my friends are in real estate. So if we want to have a party, guess what we're doing? We go, hey guys, let's have a barbecue and let's talk about what projects everybody's working on. And now we can have fun hanging out, doing the barbecue stuff and swimming with kids while talking about real estate.
Okay.
I don't have to create any more time in my schedule. I can now manage my time appropriately, right?
Carmen, has this been helpful?
Yes, very helpful.
Oh my gosh, now I feel like she's excited.
I am.
Okay, so let's give her some action steps, Cody.
What we established was when she was doing it, she didn't really have a goal in mind of like, I'm going to get this many houses that I want to add to my list, or this many properties that I'm going to, you know, this many homeowners that I'm going to reach out to from that list that I create this week. She was just kind of, when she'd drive around, she'd add some here, add some there. So we were just talking about, okay, what's kind of a number she could commit to adding, you know, when she's going out. So it's, you know, finding out first, Carmen, how many days a week that you'd actually commit to doing that with your schedule. And then if it's going to be 25 to 50, because I was saying that I would do, you know, 25 to 50 when I was, you know, driving for dollars. But I also didn't have 6 kids that I was, you know, having to feed and everything like that.
What I think is a great idea is that for me, when I drive for dollars, who do I take with me? I take my kids. And what I do is I have a contest to see who can find the ugliest house in the neighborhood.
We do that.
Love it. See, that's a great way to drive for dollars with your kids. And then what you do is you go, okay, guys, whoever finds the ugliest house tonight gets to pick what's for dinner. Right? And you make a fun game. You still got to eat dinner, right? Okay, so why not turn it into a game where the kids get to pick what is for dinner based on every one of them competing and trying to find the ugliest house?
That's a good idea.
Well, there you go. Now you got 2 great ideas.